Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. We are all faced with a series of great opportunities brilliantly disguised as impossible situations. I cannot even imagine where I would be today were it not for that handful of friends who have given me a heart full of joy. Let's face it, friends make life a lot more fun. The difference between something good and something great is attention to detail. A teardrop on earth summons the King of Heaven. Prejudice is a learned trait. You're not born prejudiced, you're taught it. A family is a place where principles are hammered and honed on the anvil of everyday living. We can't solve modern problems by going back in time. Retreating to the safety of the familiar is an understandable response, but God has called us to a life of faith, and faith requires us to face the unknown while trusting Him completely. The swift wind of compromise is a lot more devastating than the sudden jolt of misfortune. One of the worst things you can give to your people is someone you're not. I let people see the cracks in my life. We can't be phony. We've got to keep it real. Alleged impossibilities are opportunities for our capacities to be stretched. The wonderful thing about God is He knows what we need to persuade us. Nothing is more bothersome to me than retiring. Weird things happen when you disengage. First you get negative, then you start telling people about your latest surgeries, and eventually you lose touch. I want to stay in touch. I have no interest in returning to yesteryear. I love the conveniences and delights of today's time. I wouldn't go back if I could. Because God gave you your makeup and superintended every moment of your past, including all the hardship, pain, and struggles, He wants to use your words in a unique manner. No one else can speak through your vocal cords, and, equally important, no one else has your story. I'm here today to warn you. I want you to watch out for the adversary. Guard yourself from any spirit of entitlement. Restrain any and all subtle temptation to gain attention or to find ways to promote yourself. It's the most exciting thing to watch God work when I've asked Him about something, to listen to Him and watch Him work. It's like this friendship, and it just grows and grows and grows and grows. There is plenty of television. There are plenty of talk shows. There are plenty of comedians. But there is not plenty of worship of the true and living God. I think it is important to begin with a statement in your speech that grabs the attention of the audience. I try to make my opening line 15 words or less. I believe firmly in God's control in life. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. Each day of our lives we make deposits in the memory banks of our children. Attitude is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than what people do or say. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. The remarkable thing is, we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. Words can never adequately convey the incredible impact of our attitudes toward life. The longer I live, the more convinced I become that life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we respond to it. The secret of living a life of excellence is merely a matter of thinking thoughts of excellence. Really, it's a matter of programming our minds with the kind of information that will set us free. We need discernment in what we see and what we hear and what we believe. The world has changed and it's going to keep changing. But God never changes, so we are safe when we cling to Him. There is nothing more fearful for the average person in our society than to stand before a group of people and speak. When you have vision, it affects your attitude. Your attitude is optimistic rather than pessimistic. When I think of vision, I have in mind the ability to see above and beyond the majority. I know of nothing more valuable, when it comes to the all-important virtue of authenticity, than simply being who you are. As far back as I can remember, my mother would have me down by the bed at night with her, praying. I can still hear her voice calling my name to God and telling Him that she wanted me to follow Him in whatever He called me to do.